6 from all the hood. Grew up on the streets.
Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here. Thumbs up, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It'll make me feel so good and it'll get me noticed by other people, so I can get on to bigger and better things. And most definitely, once I start getting some subscribers, I want to do a giveaway. But yeah, so let's get into today's story time. It is not going to be part 2 just yet of the other story time. I'm going to bring that to you guys later because I got to get that together. But yeah, so this is going to be about my work time fiasco. Working at my job where I work, I clean. I don't want to say where and get all into that, but I'll just let you know it's like a medical facility. And I work there. I do a pretty great job. I'm a great worker. I love to clean. It's something that I like to do. So when I do it exceptionally well. I can honestly say this particular job is the longest job I've had since 2012, I believe. So I feel like with this job I had really matured. I had learned so much, through previous work horror stories, which those will definitely be story times, when I'm feeling it's time for that. But yeah, so basically what had happened was, one day, it was a Saturday, I was working. I had came in feeling a way about some things that I was going through personally. So I wasn't feeling the day, but I knew, I know this, when I'm feeling away, it's definitely not recommended that I go around anybody or I just remove myself, because a lot of the times I'm quick-tempered, kind of, almost, I don't know. So this job has really shown me how I have grown. Oh my goodness. This job has shown me how much I have grown, and I say that because, like I said, I have not had a job this long, and so I was working on a Saturday. I had a bad attitude that day, and a nurse comes in the room. Now, this particular nurse has seen me on more than one occasion, and she knows that I know that the particular room that I was cleaning was a special room, and I had to do special, extra tasks in this particular room. So she proceeded to come in the room and ask me, is this a well, I guess I should go back, so sorry. So the first time that I had come in contact with this woman was one of those days where I knew that I should not have went to work, and I believe it was during the weekday or something like that. I believe it was a Thursday, if I can remember correctly. It was a Thursday. I had went to work. This is something that I completely hate doing, and I fault management for this at my job, because after somebody cleans the room, it should be a way that it can be approved. Of course, we would love to check, people just do what they're supposed to do regardless, but unfortunately we don't live in a place like that. And unfortunately, when you work around certain people, they have certain habits, or they don't really care, so it's whatever. But I was doing a re-clean room, and I was re-cleaning the room, and I started to realize just how filthy the room was. Like, I was told that I just had to go in there and do a few things, but as I was doing things, like, I started noticing, like, oh my god, like, this is so disgusting. So I started having to pull out like extra things, more towels, and I'm like, I need to clean this room like how I clean one of my rooms. Like, I literally need to start from scratch in here, because this room is so freaking like trifling. And it wasn't the fact that like it was trash on the floor or anything like that, but it was like the floor was dirty. You could tell no water had touched it. There were certain like stains and things on the bed. There were stains on the walls. There was still like urine and feces on the toilet seat. There was still like leftover toothpaste a little bit like in the sink. So I could tell that this person did like a real rush job. And in my mind, I think for people who do that, like, to do all of that, you just could have took your time and just cleaned it the proper way. Like, honestly, truly, like, I don't know if people like care about their jobs or anything, but you know, that's just how I would think. So as I'm in there cleaning or whatever, like, I'm trying to do everything, like, they keep coming and they're like asking me like, oh, how long are you gonna take, how long are you gonna take, how long are you gonna take? And I'm like, you know, like, I don't know. And at that time, I did not know that that room was like, that it had that type of caution on it, that, or just the whole floor. It wasn't even just that room, it's the whole floor. So on the 7th and 11th floor of the facility that I work in, those floors, like, you have to do special cleaning on those floors. And I believe one room on another floor, but nevertheless, so I was answering their questions, and as they kept coming back, like, I was really getting frustrated, because the person that I was frustrated with, like, they were texting me and saying things, and then like it was just like making me emotional. And like, when I get upset, like, I cry, you know. Plus I'm by myself, like, I can't lash out on the person, so I'm like, I start to cry, like, I'm getting stressed out. And then on top of that, like, I knew that my granddad was sick and everything, so I was just like going through some emotions, because my granddad is like, as far as my grandmother goes, he's my last living relative that I have. And you know, it affected me in a way. So me going through all this, I just started crying. So when I started crying, they came in constantly asking me questions. So by this time, like, because I'm crying, I'm like, you can contact EVS. They'll let you know anything that you need to know. Like, that's all I keep on saying. I'm just like, you can call EVS. You can call EVS. So okay, so as I'm cleaning the room, my managers come, my boss comes, and his boss comes. So as I'm like cleaning, like, they tell me like, come out of the room and everything. So I come out, and then I'm like, I want to take the stairs. Like, you guys can take the elevator, I'll meet you downstairs, but like, I don't want to be around y'all right now, because this is really pissing me off. Like, I had this, I was okay, like, I was gonna do everything, but like, why would they constantly like bothering me? Like, let me clean the damn room. And I had basically just got to work like 2:30. I was leaving at like 3 o'clock, 3:12. So it was like, so they were like, oh, we're gonna take the stairs with you or whatever. So as I was going down the stairs, like, I just didn't even want to see them. Like, they were talking and saying things, so they got to kind of like, I was going down the stairs quickly, so they started like going down the stairs quickly, which made me go quicker, because I'm like, I don't want y'all to get away from me. Like, I'm upset and I'm space. So when I get downstairs, I lose them, and I just went in the women's bathroom, because I was like super frustrated, because I'm like, you guys want me to go downstairs and talk to human resources? Like, for what? Like, no way. I was freaking pissed. So eventually, I had to call my sister first, because my sister, she's like my mom in a sense. So I had to call her to like get some advice from her and ask her like what should I do, and I asked her to pray for me, of course. And then once we did that, oh my god, my lips look so dry. I'm just gonna, I don't know. I don't even know where it is. I'm just trying to be cute, y'all. Just a little lip gloss should do. I've had this for so long. I need to freaking like, okay. So I had to like change my outfit super quick, but yeah, it's another dress, but I just wanted to put on something a little, oh, like, yeah. So we had like, so I had got into it with this lady. Well, technically I didn't really get into it. Like, I was downstairs, they had talked to me. She's like, so what, do you want me to just send you home for the rest of the day and then you can just come back tomorrow? Basically, that was the conversation with human resources. And then once that conversation was had, like, I was super freaking pissed. So I grabbed all my stuff, I went and left and came home. When I had come home and everything, like, I had to call my sister back and tell her everything because I was super freaking pissed and I was super freaking upset because I'm like, why did you guys feel like I had to be removed? Like, and well, they tell me why they felt like I had to remove. They're like, because you were crying. And I'm like, I'm crying because I'm just bothered. Like, you guys are just upsetting me. Like, you're bothering me for no freaking reason. Like, the room is gonna get clean. That's why I came back here. So for that reason, let me go ahead and clean it how I need to clean it so I can make sure it's sparkling clean. Like, it's not gonna get sparkling clean in 10 minutes for the filth that's in here. Like, this isn't one of my quick jobs that I can just come in and mop and sop it up. Not gonna happen. So yeah, so after that situation took place, my nephew just scrubbed the skin off of his balls. Like, I'm so sorry to say that, but he was just in the shower for like so long. Like, anyways, yeah. So after that situation, a couple of months later, another situation comes. The same woman, it's the Saturday, I'm cleaning a room, and while I'm cleaning the room, this lady, this particular nurse, comes in and she's like, do you know this is a transplant clinic? So I say, if you have any questions, please contact EBS. They'll be happy to answer any of your questions. So she attempts to ask me again. She says, do you know this is a transplant clean room? I said again, if you have any questions, please contact EBS. So she's like, I don't understand why I have to call down there if I'm just asking you. Like, you can answer me. But by this time, I was no longer listening because I'm like, you asked me a question, I provided you an answer. There you go. That's just it. That's period. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you because I'm grown and this isn't, I feel like people who are older than you, when it comes to like people who are not your relatives or even your relatives, they feel like they can talk to you like any type of way, and you know, and they feel like you should just go with it, or because they said so, you know, because they have a higher position than you. Not necessarily management, but you know, a different position than you that's considered a higher tier. So I felt like that was one of those situations, so I just stopped talking. And the lady was just standing there just talking. I had my headphones on, so I couldn't even hear it, so I'm just in there trying to work. But eventually I'm like, you know what, I'm tired of this. Like, I'm gonna call the supervisor, whatever, so we can get this cleared up, because we're not about to keep on doing this. So once she comes out of the room and everything, she says something, and then I proceed to go back in the room and continue cleaning and everything. So while I'm cleaning, like, one of my supervisors, she comes upstairs and she's asking me a question, like saying something, like, and I heard what she said at first, and then after that I'm like, she's about to be on some bullshit too. Don't say nothing to her, because she don't know what she's talking about, and I'm frustrated right now. So, because I feel like from the previous situation, like, she was coming to ask me again to someone antagonize me, because it had not been that long since that situation had really taken place. So it was like, you remember me. I know you do. I know you do. So that little situation, any other time I had on headphones, it was never a problem. And I literally mean never. They had seen me come into work with my headphones on, go grab my cart, and go get started on work. Never said nothing. Not my big bosses, nobody. But all of a sudden, I'm getting written up for having on headphones. I roll with it. I don't say anything. I just take it, and I didn't sign it. That's what I, you know. No, I think I did sign that. No, I didn't sign that one. I didn't sign that one. I didn't. So after that write-up and everything, I was talked to twice that day, and then for the rest of the day, I was once again sent home. Like, y'all mess with my check. So after that, you would think this lady would just give it up, but no, she's persistent. I give you that. She might not be doing nothing with the patients, but she sure is messing with the housekeepers. Oh my God. I need to clean this. But I just saw it, I need to clean it. But see, I didn't know. But anyways, after that situation, it happened again. Another day, I'm working, I'm cleaning. She comes in and she goes, do you know this is a transplant clean? I tell her one time only. I say, any questions that you have, you can call down to EBS. They'll answer all your questions. I say it in the most cool, calmest, monotone voice that I can. Here she comes again with the same sob story. I don't understand why I have to call EBS if you're standing right here. So at that very moment, I call my supervisor and I tell her everything that's going on, and they say okay. I'm like, cool. So the next day, I call off work because I'm really pissed about this, because I'm like, this lady is starting to get on my nerve. Like, she was making my ass itch. So after that whole ordeal, that whole fancy, well, I call out the next day, and then that next day was a Friday, so that happened on Thursday. Next day was Friday. I called off. I contemplated the whole weekend, like, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? And once, you know, I had just decided, I'm like, I'm gonna go to work and I'm gonna see what they say to me. Like, if they don't say anything to me about the situation, they just leave it alone, then I'm just gonna leave. Like, as soon as I got to work, my supervisor, who had got me written up, was waiting on me. And I was, you know, like, what do you want? Didn't you just get me written up like a month ago? Like, what do you want? So she tells me, she's like, oh my God, I'm so happy that you came back. She's like, I wanted to call you on Friday, but I didn't want to overstep my boundaries or anything. She's like, because I didn't know what was going on and why you had called off. She was like, but she's like, I just wanted to let you know that me and this particular person, like, which is the boss over all of us, we've written a statement against this nurse because at this point we're starting to feel like she's trying to bully you, you know, because every time it's just the same thing, you know, and such and such and such and such, and we did this for you and we did that for you. And then they gave me like some flowers and like a little gift card because they knew that like that whole situation was like really like messing with me. Like I was told like I couldn't even go back on the 7th floor anymore. Like, that's how bad it was. So, but so once they did that, they made me feel way more secure, and then this woman was never able to bother me again. But like sometimes, like, because they had put her on the older side of the facility, like, because they like, I would have to go over there sometimes to clean, and if she would see me, like, she would like look at me like, and I'd be looking at her like what you want to do? You want to go to the parking lot? But so much for tuning into my channel, and until next time, see you guys.